From the coastlands in the south to the ridges of the highlands in the east, through the midland forest to the western farmlands, and up to the hot and dry lands in the north, there are varying needs for infrastructure. From a convenient complex road to a simple but crucial factory, to a calm but great alternative system, these needs don't count for luxury despite their enormity, and providing them certainly isn't a political stunt. To this government, these infrastructure are a necessity just to make living comfortable and productive for the old, the not so old, and everyone in between. It is said that roads make a crucial contribution to economic growth and bring important social benefits. They are of vital importance to a nation's growth. In addition, providing access to employment, social, health, and education services make a road network crucial in fighting poverty. In the eyes of this government, any gap in our road network left unattended is a threat to our economy as a whole, no matter where the gap is. It is in this same spirit that this government penciled the year 2020 as Year of Roads, and despite the crippling global pandemic, this government remains committed to fixing and upgrading our roads. So far, over 32,800 kilometers of road constructions are already ongoing in various parts of the country. Out of this, 4,500 kilometers of road routine maintenance have already been completed. 130 kilometers of periodic re-graveling, spot improvement, and resealing works are completed. 170 kilometers of minor upgrading and drainage systems are completed. 5,170 kilometers of town roads have been completed in Tamale, Hohoe, Swedro, Takoradi, Yendi, Obuasi, Waliwali, Nalerigu, Kumasi, Gambaga, and 34 more other towns. Additionally, this government is building 4 new critical interchanges to improve the quality of commuting through Suhum, Obechebi Lamte Circle, Tamale, Pokwase, and Tema. Bridges, the giver of way for roads to cross waters. This one here in Kulungugu is a 100-meter bridge built by this government to make it possible for traders to get their cargo into Burkina and back safely. The government is building a similar one here in Garu and 5 more others in Kunkun, Ambalara, Doninga, and Sicily. Beyond these ones here in the north, this government is building 62 more of such critical bridges in various parts of the country to remove the lingering dangers posed by old, weak, and substandard bridges to make traveling on such roads safe and comfortable. And to truly optimize our internal transportation options, this government is redeveloping our railroad network entirely. With over 119 kilometers of new railway tracks under construction, along with additional 109 kilometers of old tracks going through active rehabilitation. Additionally, The government is upgrading the Kumasi airport to an international airport to remove the inconvenience of transiting through the Kotoka International Airport anytime travelers from the middle and upper parts of the country are traveling abroad. Also, the Tamale and Sunyani airports are being rehabilitated to enhance intercity air travel options and experience.
I'm Honorable Mohammed Isif Pangabu, former member of Parliament for Ejura University. I'm a seed grower. I started the seed growing business about 40 years ago. Everybody knows how Ghanaian politics go with. We spend a lot during campaign. I spent a lot of when I lost the election. I lost the election when I didn't have 500 Ghanaians in my account. I have nothing. So one day the minister, Honorable Minister for Food and Agriculture, called me and Honorable Martha to the office and said there was a program the government wanted to roll out, the plan for food job, and that I shouldn't look at myself as NDC, I should do it in the national interest. So he gave us tractors and planters on credit so that when we do the seed we pay. The first year he gave us, so we did about 400 acres. Last year I did about 450. This year I'm doing 600 acres of seed maize, OPV, Obatampa, and then Abontem. Someone who had lost the election without a person, I can boast of a lot of property now. I can confidence that I have permanent about 50 people permanent. When it comes to processing, we take about 400 women on daily basis and we pay them on daily basis. So you see, the planning for food and drugs has come to help a lot. Now people are buying maize here every day. At clearly load about 10 from Ejura to Burkina. Why do we have the maize here? It's because the planning for food company. I would like to send our sincere gratitude to the President Nana Akufo-Addo, that the farmers in Ghana will really appreciate what he has done and what he will continue to do for us.
While the sick have their hopes in a doctor or a nurse, the doctors and nurses depend on health facilities to deliver on that hope. And without these infrastructure, diagnosis can't even happen to allow treatment to begin. Because the government sees this clearly, it has built over 72 clinics plus 50 supplementary wards at different hospitals, increasing our hospital bed capacity by over 2,000 across the country. Also, in the government's unrelenting pursuit to improve rural healthcare delivery, it has built 482 community-based health planning and service compounds. And on the promise of enhancing emergency healthcare, the government has acquired and distributed 300 fully equipped ambulances to ensure that at least every constituency in the country has a dedicated ambulance on standby at all times. Yet, to this government, the evolution of emergency healthcare would not be complete without an impeccable mechanism to ensure a blink of time supply of critical medicines, vaccines, and blood to precise locations. And so, to complete emergency healthcare evolution for the good of the people, the government has committed to a thoughtful institution of 4 medical drone delivery centers, with one at Ominako for the southeastern communities, one in Rioso for the western communities, another in Impanya for the mid-country, and this one here in Vopsi for the northern communities. On average, these stations make 180 trips daily, delivering crucially needed medicines, vaccines, blood and test samples, and results to healthcare facilities located as far away as 80 kilometers from here. more importantly, to enhance the comfort of our healthcare workers, the government has built over 64 staff accommodation blocks throughout the country, with an excess of 30 more under construction, altogether providing homes to over 1,000 staff. Electricity, the soul of machines, the spirit of a city, and the wonder of the village. Indeed, the need for electric power will remain insatiable. And this government knows it and has its hands all dipped into the job of generating enough of it for the people and the industries. This solar farm here in Gumua Amenfi generates 20 megawatts of power and feeds it into the national power grid. Besides this, there are 3 more under construction in Lora, Kalio, Bui, and Kurugu, which together will generate 154 megawatts of electric power. Beyond solar, the government is building a hydroelectric dam in Chachado in the Volta region and another in Pualugu in the northern region with over 60 megawatts generation capacity. These, together with 21 power distribution installations and transformers, are ensuring stable power supply. Now, to ensure wider and proportionate access, the government has extended electricity to over 2,700 communities, with additional extensions ongoing in 628 different communities. The government is continuously installing and fixing lights on our streets, with over 99 streets around the country already lighted. Sea defense. A reinforced stone wall built to keep the sea from running beyond the shores to disrupt the livelihoods and property in coastal communities. Like this one here in Anomabo, the government has built 4 more in different towns along the coast with a total distance of over 6,300 meters. Without the cattle, there will not be enough meat, and there will certainly not be any pure milk for anyone. But for the milk to flow and the meat be abundant, water is twice as essential to the cattle farmers here in the north. And for any given crop farmer here, good harvest largely depends on water due to the dry and hot climate.
This is the Bwole district of the Savannah region. It is one of the districts previously noted for unending conflicts between local farmers and herdsmen. The conflicts mostly arose as a result of not just competition for pasture, but also for water. All that now belongs to the past, as the cattle now have access to water and pasture. As a result of which, the herdsmen no longer invade the farms belonging to the residents. This is the Mankuma Dam in the Mankuma electoral area of the Savannah region. Over 1,000 inhabitants whose main occupation is farming live in this community. It has 1 borehole, which according to residents was a major source of conflict in the community. Thanks to the construction of the dam, pressure has significantly dropped. A herdsman in a nearby community says the construction of the dam has eased the burden on his wives and children who hitherto would travel long distances to wash their clothes and fetch water for rather domestic chores. Additionally, he notes his herd is assured of water all year round and that he does not have to travel long distances to water the herd.
These days, because of the availability of water, we the herdsmen are at peace with the local farmers.
The Mankuma Dam also has the potential for aquaculture. When they are not working on their farms, some of the residents take advantage to fish in the dam.
Now if you go to Bwole markets, There's fresh vegetable around the whole time. We get fresh vegetables, and you don't hear people actually fighting over water. And you don't also hear people going around saying Fulanis have come to their farms to drink their water and eating their food stuff and everything, because we have water in abundance.
From Mankoma, the team moved to Mandari. There is a cashew plantation next to this dam. The owner of the cashew plantation says all he needs now is a pumping machine to make maximum use of the dam to produce the cashew in commercial quantities. Our team noticed that the water level in this dam had dropped significantly, but the residents of the community explained that it was the result of overspillage.
We have 10 completed, and we are now actually waiting for another group. For now, we are doing community based. Wherever we see a cluster of communities, we put one for everyone to enjoy.
The One Village, One Dam initiative is not only providing timely water for farming and cattle rearing, it is also providing alternative livelihood for farmers who decide to down their tools completely during the dry season.
Because of this, the government has thoughtfully started the construction of over 500 dams and dugouts like this one here in Zuarungu to hold and reserve over 12 million cubic meters of water to serve over 570,000 farmers through the dry season. Also, the government has undertaken the nation's single largest investment yet in the entire northern part of the country by building an irrigation-based dam in Pualugu to increase our irrigable farmland by nearly 24,000 hectares, which only stood at 13,000 hectares since independence. Beyond this, the government has reaffirmed its commitment to improving agriculture by creating 100 greenhouse farms to improve vegetable farming, plus over 100 warehouse nationwide with an average storage capacity of 100,000 metric tons to save over 2 million farmers who consistently would lose significant portions of their harvest to poor or insufficient storage facilities. And for a truly productive and profitable fish trade for the fishermen and the traders, this government is building 10 new fish landing sites to provide suitable docking spots for over 2,300 fishing boats, plus decent fish market space for more than 10,000 fish traders. This is a market store complex. It has 48 separate stores, patronized by people from communities here and around Asante Mampong. Government is building 81 more others, with over 5,200 stores in between them, serving over 10,000 communities across the country. Also, this government has bridged the market access gap by undertaking 131 market complexes like this one here, and is additionally building 237 market stalls and sheds throughout the country. Further to all of that, this government is building 21 abattoirs, fish processing and specialized market facilities to enhance cleanliness and hygiene. Arguably, economies are driven by industries, and industries are a collection of small and big factories. Indeed, for any economy to boom, factories are a factor. Along with this insight, this government made a profound determination to make sure every district in this country has at least one productive factory. On that count, this government has reconditioned 68 existing factories to boost their output capacity and has built 59 new factories under its One District, One Factory program. Together, these factories have created over 10,900 jobs for the everyday ordinary Ghanaian. Apart from this, the government has built 11 common user processing factories, 36 medium-scale processing factories, and 58 small-scale processing factories throughout the country, processing our locally cultivated rice, maize, palm oil, tomatoes, and more. All of this has had a continuous incredible impact on our exports and the economy as a whole. This is a community water reservoir. It takes 750,000 liters of clean water from its pumping station and supplies it to over 3,900 households within 33 communities, with over 17,000 occupants every week. The average distance from any of those households to clean potable water has been reduced from nearly a kilometer to just a few yards, like this one here in Agyapong. There are 182 more reservoirs with varying capacities across the country, plus 2,590 boreholes and 1,163 pipeline extensions, supplying clean portable water to over 3.6 million additional people daily. Here is a 38-in-1 cubicle private water closet facility for a rural community in the Ashanti region. The government is building over 1,400 of similar facilities for communities with no or disproportionate access to toilet facilities in all regions, plus 200 multi-unit flushable latrines, and has distributed over units of 17,000 of Digni-Loo toilets. Also, the government has built 4,765 toilet facilities in communities where open defecation is pervasive. All of these together is providing decent places of convenience for over 8 million people whose options would have been cut to either open defecation or some awful toilet facility in some far distance.
Within the Roxon Aka, if we say we are quite crude, we a fool, Minami, a fool, a yammy papa fool, a branami yakulan, with a bejano, a fool more hasi. Sableno, nay or my panuco for ableso. Na coco nazare, any spray, and no more the free. Na me menso, Nencola or one more training, so none so a free. Say, yes, area, not health insurance and so, na your hospital so free. Dina abalabono na emuye mayen pa. Ensisaya Emma and this ya by. Na yari I woke ko mo e friend se sambro no ye gya etwa. Enti se sickness na no mo de man ya. Yari enu ana na ye dua, enti na ya adwuma hu. Abalabono mu be ye den. Enam so ma me papa kura efiri mu. Sabra so na ye bra na ma wie JHS a o se me ko secondary school. Nanso enam ahokyere enti no man to me anto aso. Ahokyere no ma me ye ma adwen se me konkran na makwa kodi pa. Every 2017 a o man panyin akufo-addo baaye no o de nsakara foforo abaku adwumam. Omo ana obetwa ye koko no maye na o maye bode a ye dua na ono angasa ye la ne mpege na omo angasa nso abedua koko no na omo angasa nso adomu a mfie mienu nso bode na omo adua no enyina ye kuafo na ye koko twa ye bode ye twa ye koko no a eka mienu ne fam bia no ewo mpatasi kanso a ode emayen ntizese de ede ani je soronko bi abehye me mu a koko adwuma no eno ana sese de meye ntu kwan enam na akufo-addo ne hyehye pa ode ama koko akuafo ntino ye beto aba aboye mpuntu ho ban na ma ne mfie nan e de aka ho ama na ye bebre ama koko akuafo
Since 2017, a new dawn is breaking in Ghana. The NPP is building the foundations for growth and transformation. We are curbing unemployment with new and decent jobs.
Thanks to Nana, I've got a new job through NAPCO. That is why I'm voting for him as the MPP.
The promise of free SHS is now a reality.
Through education, I have a brighter future. That's why I'm voting for Nana and the MPP.
The future of our country is in the hands of a competent leader, a man you can trust.
I trust Nana.
This December, let's protect our progress. Let's give Nana 4 more to do more for you.
2020, 4 more for Nana. 2020, 2020.
Youth. To truly empower ours, this government has built youth resource facilities to offer assistance and also equip the younger generation in various fields of entrepreneurship and trade. This is aimed at making the average youth self-reliant and further enhance their capacity towards the future. Like this one here in Ahafo, the government has built 21 more around the country. On the front of sports development for the youth, the government is building 18 community football parks and sports complexes, plus 22 more astroturfs under construction to aid the progress of our youth in the good old game soccer. This building here at St. Thomas Aquinas Senior High is a 12-unit classroom block. This other one at Northern Star Senior High has 12, and this Osu Presby one has 18 classrooms. And all of that is just a scratch on the surface. The government has built over 1,000 of such classroom blocks in different schools across all the regions of the country, creating suitable learning space for over 450,000 pupils and students. Unlike this dormitory block which gives boarding accommodation to 500 Takoradi Senior High students, there are over 280 others being built within various schools, accommodating over 112,000 students. Also, the government has built several libraries and science labs, altogether creating access for over 7,300 at a time. Beyond these, the government has further built 73 staff bungalows and flats, giving homes to over 700 teachers and their families. Above all, this government is building 9 new senior high schools with science and computer laboratories, libraries, assembly halls, dining halls, and dormitories. Also, the government has built a complete state-of-the-art university in Somanya. A true government is the one whose ambition doesn't end at getting power from the people, but rather carry on to empower the people to whom that given power truly belongs.